Hello everyone, it's Timid Falcon Knight back with more Road to 1.1k, and actually this is this is the last episode of season 3. Yeah, season 3 of Road to 1k, so I'll I guess wait till the end if you want to know what I'm doing after this, but this shouldn't be that uh, long of a video either. It's a pretty quick tier 4 high funds game um, versus whatever that means. I know it off the top of my head. So, yeah, this is on situated near the coast, and well, I'm just gonna take a look at the map analysis here. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, just has a 14% win rate on this map, even though it's a 66% win rate. So, it kind of the game was kind of over at CO selection. And the reason Jess is sort of bad on this map is, like, if you look at the units, it's pretty battlecopter heavy, as Typhons usually ends up being. um, You've got good Neo tanks, and she's got good, like, tanks and stuff, but, like, it's not gonna really cut it on this map, and even like the infantry firepower is gonna be pretty brutal for her. And also, Kindle's just busted. I don't like. The same with Max, actually. Like, what the heck? You shouldn't be seeing stuff, seeing win rates that high, especially on a balanced map. And this is a pretty balanced map. I would say it's A rank, based on the map designers committee, the map committee, or whatever. So it's not like it's super, it's a super janky map either. It's well, I mean, if you look at the country win rate, there's a reason this is no longer in freaking globally. Yeah. So, Jess, and also being player one wasn't really to my opponent's advantage. Like, this infantry on the bottom left here, just by itself, is like so freaking brutal. Because it means that you're gonna get to this base a lot earlier. And it's like, there's nothing your opponent can do about it. Like, you move one turn, your opponent has to build, and then they're behind with their infantry by a turn. And seeing as you also have the extra 2k from this city, like, a lot, I don't know how to I feel like on a lot of high funds maps, excuse me, but on a lot of high funds map, it feels to me like it's just they don't really balance it too well in favor of player one. It's usually they overbalance for player two. Like, you're gonna get 4k extra funds from this city, you have an extra infantry off the bat, and you're getting this base earlier. Like, player one is it's such a freaking disadvantage. Like, if you got rid of this infantry in the corner here, or you don't even need this second infantry. Like, the 4k by itself is good enough, I feel, to deal with first turn advantage. And, like, anyways, so yeah, my opponent didn't. That by itself is really bad. The other thing about this map is you have the comm towers in the corners here, which means that they're locked behind this ocean here, which means that you basically have to make the choice between waiting for a transport copter to get all the way around here from here, or spending an extra 2,500 on a basically useless black boat that you're only spending on the comm tower. So that's the decision you have to make here, is whether you want the transport copter, which will take forever to get over here, and, like, because it's high funds, you sort of want to pump out battlecopters instead from this airport, or just spending the extra 2,500 on this otherwise useless black boat. Like you can get here for one turn with a black boat, but like all it's gonna do is be ferrying your infantry there and then back to there, and then that's it. I can't do anything else. So like this is it wouldn't, but it might be something. It could have been something if there was like contested properties in this area, but there really isn't. Like this is your 2-base side. Your opponent's not gonna be able to capture anything. Like if they're over here, they're gonna be wiped out anyways. You don't even need a black boat for support there. And it's not gonna be able to ferry stuff around that easily. Maybe from this base, but you sort of want to just send them south directly anyways. You don't really need an entry on the side anyways. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just get started with the replay. This is gonna be an interesting map, but I should be able to get a little bit of stuff going on anyways, hopefully. It won't be that boring, but like as you can see here, I'm already ahead in unit count, and I've already got this base next turn, so I'm going to be able to start pumping units out of this extra turn ahead, so I'm going to be ahead 2 in the unit count. And yeah, then I'm just sending everything north basically, more or less. Getting the airport early is also super important on this map, just because you want the air units as much as you can. This is your only airport on this map, and in high funds, airports become super important, so that you can deal with the more expensive units, but also just because you have the extra, you can actually afford to build a bunch of light units if you want to. So, yeah. And then I'm going for the opening move here. Like, we already got a bunch of money saved up. I open up recon here. And the reason I'm doing that is sort of just testing the waters, seeing what my opponent's going to do, and then on the turn after that, I'm going to be able to basically build whatever I want from these 2 bases in the airport and whatever. So whatever my opponent does this next turn, I'm going to have pressure moving forward. But as you can see, I'm already 2 units ahead. Usually in high funds, you want to like start out with a bunch of... so my opponent goes for 2 tanks as well. That's sort of making it so that I can't really use my recon that effectively, because he'll be covering both sides of his tanks. So that's not that bad of an option for my opponent, but really, they should have built at least 1 Neo tank, because I can just build a Neo tank here to deal with the tanks. Like, that's what you do when you see your opponent build tanks. It's sort of a weird, almost weapon triangle feedback loop. Is you build battlecopters to deal with mainly Neo tanks to help deal with Neo tanks, but also to deal with just general infantry and then tanks as well a little bit. You get the tanks mainly to deal with maybe recons if your opponent's cheeky like me and builds them, but mainly it's just to get rid of your opponent's anti-airs, to keep your battlecopters and later on bombers and stuff, because you definitely will be able to afford bombs and stuff very easily in high funds. So to keep that safe, and then you do Neo tanks in order to take out the tanks, basically. So my opponent goes for this attack into the recon here, which I don't know. He's gonna move in with his Neo tank, so he is guarding his tank here, but I am going to be able to well, not really guard my own Neo tank, because I'm not chaining it with another Neo tank. Because I didn't have the money for it, I don't think. Yeah, I didn't have the money to chain into another Neo tank. But like, he's going to be attacking into the forest here. Like, forests have a deceptively high amount of like, and yeah, but I'm able to just take out the Neo tank for free with it. So I'm already ahead relatively significantly in unit count. I was ahead before, but now I'm even further ahead. Like, I haven't even built units yet this turn, and I'm already still ahead in unit count. So it's a bad sign for my opponent. And I opt for the black boat here as well, just because I'm going to be pumping out battlecopters from this airport, so I can't really afford to waste time on a transport copter sometimes for the extra unit count stuff. That's what makes this harbor really nice as well. Is just being able to grab the comm tower, and it basically sort of forces my opponent to build a transport copter because he hasn't captured his harbor yet. I'm pretty sure he should have been able to get to it first too. That's why you always go for the harbor over a city anyways. Because even if you're probably not going to use it, there's still a chance that you could use it. So, and the just Neotank into the forest here, actually sort of almost breaking even here. Let's see what the luck rolls were on that. So we have Jess moving into this guy, and it was actually a pretty bad luck roll. And now, the comm tower being in the corner like this makes it pretty, makes this engagement a lot worse for Jess, because it's basically guaranteed to get half health there. And she'd probably not be down to 7 health. It probably would be a bigger gap between these two Neo tanks if she had this comm tower. But because it's isolated in the corners here, like I haven't even gotten my comm tower yet. But because it's isolated in the corner here, that makes it a lot easier for me to be in the defensive here. Now she does have her battlecopter here in order to like reinforce in this area, and then 2 anti-air as well is a little bit excessive, although I have been spamming battlecopters, so I imagine it's relatively worth it for my opponent here. As you can see, my opponent is actually ahead in income at this point. Well, they are player 1, so we'll see at the end of the turn. Like I'm gonna boost ahead by another 2 properties here, so that may be a little bit premature to say, but yeah. So I go for the attacking like there actually, and then I actually go for the urban blight as well. And this is why Kindle is kind of ridiculously broken, even in high funds, well, low tier high funds. It's like she's able to just move in like that, and then do that. That's right. You saw it right there. Kindle was able to just finish off the Neo tank with just the tank. Like, that's how good Kindle's firepower is with her power on cities. Because remember, Kindle gets a firepower boost, and an even greater firepower boost than her normal 40%, when she has her power up. I believe it's 70% or something. It's 80. It's freaking 80%. It's so ridiculous. Kindle is so stupidly busted, but yeah, that right there, that Urban Blight right there by itself, I think won me the match. So, like, what's he gonna do now? He's got like, he can't move in with his tank against my tank, and it's on a city anyways. Like he's screwed. My opponent is screwed at this point. Like, the medium tank's gonna take forever to move in as well anyways. I thought I had more than 30k at this one. I probably should have. Yeah, 34. Okay. But yeah, I get a second Neo tank, mainly to deal with like medium tanks and whatever he sends my way. But like, it's not looking good at all for my opponent here, and that's sort of why you just. Hey, it's really important to check map analysis and just look at the CO viability there, just as a good starting point if you aren't exactly sure who to choose, because usually you'll be able to be pushed to some degree, even if it's on a low usage map like this. where there aren't that many battles, it should be able to give you a little bit of data for that. And he actually isn't even able to take out my Neotank here. Like right now, this Neotank is sitting pretty with it's basically on a city right now. So I will say, like, forests are so freaking underrated as a terrain type. I feel like I've underestimated my opponent on them all the time. I feel like my opponents underestimated me on them all the time. Like, they're super, super good. So I just finish off with that. Take out the anti-air of the tanks. Do some stuff over there with that. Actually, this move right here was a little bit risky. I should have probably moved in with the recon first, because this isn't actually guaranteed unless I have this city bonus. But good luck roll ended up paying off anyways, so it didn't matter too much. And I could have just attacked from this city anyways, to finish it off, so it didn't really matter too much, but. The other thing that I've got going on right now, I even went for the transport copter on this side too, funnily enough. I've got a bomber now to sort of try and deal with the anti-air in this area, and my opponent goes for the superpower, so they're able to just barely take out my battlecopter here, which is fine because they're definitely overextending with their anti-air at this point. And taking out my tank there, actually. So that's the one good thing that Jess has on her side, is like her superpower. Be able to just one-shot that even at 9 health, guaranteed. So that's pretty good. I think even with her power, yeah, it's basically guaranteed with her power. So, oh, it's also delaying this cap over here, which must have been super frustrating for my opponent. So my opponent goes for a bomber of their own. I guess mainly to deal with the Neotanks here, which isn't the worst move in the world, honestly. Basically, obviously guaranteed killing that. I didn't even have my comm tower until just now. Again, just Cardinal sitting, not doing this until just now. Like, I don't know if it mattered, but it's probably mattered a little bit. And I pop the Urban Blade again, and we'll just take shots off here. Getting some extra unit count, and I'm flanking this guy very specifically so that this guy can't move in against this guy, basically. So I've got control of this entire area with the full health Neotank, basically. I haven't even gone for an anti-air because I don't really need it. Because my opponent's, this is the first time my opponent built any air units, and I went for a fighter to deal with that anyways, so. No anti-air on my side, actually. And my opponent goes ahead and takes this shot with a tank here. Obviously not getting the Kindle firepower bonuses, so it's a bit messy. If my opponent were playing Kindle though, let's see. It would be a little bit scarier. Not quite taking out the tank there. Like, this is a little bit unfortunate luck rolls for him. Like, if I were him, I probably would have, instead of attacking in that order there, and then resigning, because it's over. But it has been over for quite a bit, but like, there is a bit of a better option here is okay, you finish off the Neotank here with a medium tank, and then, well, I don't know, you're kind of screwed no matter what here. I'm gonna have a good enough chunk more like units over you anyways, so yeah, I might have even gone for the tank there instead of finishing off the Neotank with him. Because what am I gonna do with the 3 health Neo tank, honestly? Like, it can do a good amount, but like, I don't really feel like you need to attack when I'm on BHQ there. So, like that, and there isn't that much he can do anyways, because, well, he is actually ahead in income now, I think, funnily enough, but like, I've managed to take enough good engagements over this entire time, and also just sapped away enough of his health with Kindle's Urban Blight that it's really, like, difficult for my opponent to actually gain ground here. And yeah, medium tanks, like, they're okay in high funds, but you generally don't want to use them. That's why they're so low here, compared to the actual medium tanks. And then battle cuppers are also very good on this map. Not only for just harassing the opponent, but like forcing them to build anti-air like that. Really, I think it like threw off my opponent's game and whittled down how many tanks they were able to build, how much actually good stuff they were able to afford, because they had to spend extra money on the anti-airs instead. So yeah, that was the that was the finale to this season, because of that I made it to 1.1k. So yeah. Plans moving forward. So I'm going to be doing a season 4 eventually. Maybe not right away though. Probably going to be something similar to season 2, where I'm just like maintaining 1.1k or a return to 1.1k or something like that. But like, so yeah, that'll be that. I've got some other things in the works as well, and I might take a little bit of a break while I'm shifting over. So I may wait until after the holidays. No, I'm definitely gonna wait until after the holidays, probably, for season 4. And yeah, I guess stay tuned in for that. I guess like, subscribe, and all that nonsense. And I will probably make a community post at some point with what I'm gonna end up planning to do. So I guess keep your eyes out for that. But it might be it might be a little while before you see more. But I will start season 4. Well, we'll see, but probably by the at the very least, it'll be by a week or 2 into January at the latest. So thank you very much for watching all of this, and watching this entire season if you have. Hoping to get a little bit more in depth than I have been moving forward. So yeah, I guess like, subscribe, and all that nonsense, and I will see you guys for season 4 in maybe a month or so. See you guys then.